All right, it's March 24th. I believe we're done with most of the freezes for the year. I know last year we got frost all the way up until April 20th, but we just had a good, I don't know, 20 hours within between 3 to 4 days of freezing temperatures all the way down to 27. And a lot of the fruit got absolutely slaughtered. Said I'd go through and take another quick after shot of what exactly happened to all the fruit that was hit. So I let it go the first couple days without protection, and then the very last day I decided to try to protect it with a couple orchard fires. Those didn't work. They didn't do anything. So let's go take a look. We'll start over from the entrance of the backyard. So as we come in, I had mentioned this one, the sorry about that, spring satin pluot. This is horrible. It's coming out. Doesn't do anything for me here for a couple of years. I replaced it with a Loring peach. The Loring peach hasn't even bloomed yet. I think that's safer for a later blooming. Same thing here. Is I went and picked up from Home Depot this contender peach. It's supposed to be a late bloomer, and now Moonglow pear has started to flower, which I'm happy about, and that's a good 15-20 feet tall roughly. Let's see, still the Fuyu persimmon is doing nothing. Now when we come over here to the peaches, I did notice, however, the peaches, these two Alberta peaches that didn't have much fruit on them, I was surprised to see that. Let me see if I can get some. They've still got all their fruit. The peaches were unaffected, and I'll show you that in a second. Now here for the pluots, whole different story. They were completely loaded, and I've still got some little pluots on here. There's a couple, probably about 50 total, but the plum curculio is gonna make his little visit here soon, and I don't feel like using pesticides, so we're probably gonna lose some of those. Now come over here. This right here was my favorite. Complete gone. This is all we've got left. These little guys right here. I could get the name of the pluot later, but this thing, it's coming out too. So if you can see, my yard is a complete disaster. I've got logs everywhere, stuff everywhere, and this is only because I've got a ton of new plants in, and my dogs keep trampling them. So this is where I pulled up one tree. I'm putting another tree in there in just an hour. I'm waiting on a delivery. I'm putting another tree right here that's going to sit under the shade of this one. Let's go take another look. So Indian blood peach, just picked this one up, later bloomer, and I did see for the first time I've got flowers on my Bartlett pear. This thing is probably 9 feet tall. Pretty happy about the Bartlett pear. I enjoy them, so I'm thinking it's going to be a good little fruit. Since we're on Chicken Road, gotta say hey to the girls again. I just got done scooping up a lot of my chicken compost, which is right here, which is what I mulch my garden beds with, and it's really, really good stuff. I mean, this stuff is really, really good stuff. All right, let's keep going. This little hole right here was the peacotum. That thing's coming out, and here I have a Red Haven peach I just put in, a little tiny. But let's take a look at this Korean pear. Such a disaster, man. Look at this, gone. Okay, I see one pear here. I'm not going to go through the ground, but it's lost almost every single pear. Oh, clothesline. Emerald drop pluot. I'm going to keep it here because it's a great pollinator, but this is complete goner. Another hole right here. I'm going to go ahead and pop in another tree right here. I got a peach coming. It's supposed to be an ever-bearing pear, Colette pear. I'm putting right there. To take the Colette pear is going to replace these two Orient pears right here, because these Orient pears, same thing. They've lost everything. The ground is covered in blooms. Now, this Orient pear I did protect with a fire, but it's got some, but they're all starting to hang down and drop and fall off. So this Orient pear, even though this joker is like 20 feet tall almost, it's coming out. Can't keep it there, so I'm gonna put in, right here, I'm putting in a pawpaw tree this afternoon. I'm waiting on a delivery, and I've changed my mind about the Santa Rosa plum. Because not only, let me back up. I'm elevated now, so not only is she big and beautiful, but I was surprised when I looked. And, oh, forget that. One branch right here, look, plum, 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 plum. Some of them look rough. Some of them look good, but anyway, that's a big producer for me. So I'm probably gonna hold on to that, and I might keep the Toka plum. Well, I'm definitely gonna keep it. Let's go back here. I got my raised beds planted out yesterday. I really only do beans, cantaloupe, a couple brassicas, and some other things. And the beds, and garlic and onion. I don't do too much, but I've got a lot of seeds started, watermelon, cantaloupe. I'll explain all these, but if you know anything about plants, you know some of these are nitrogen fixers, and like some salvias, I got all kind of stuff. All my sunflowers, ashwagandha, dill, all that started. Take a look here, asparagus is finally popping up. And oh man, y'all want some sad news? Strawberry patch, right? All my like insane discipline to not eat a single strawberry last year, I thought it would pay off, and you can't see it now, but this thing was loaded with strawberries, super big time. All of them were killed from the frost. Every single strawberry. Like here's one right here that I didn't pick. See this? Yeah, that's bad. Another one here. I came through and tried to pick out all the bad ones, hoping that I would stimulate faster growth for the new ones, but I've missed so many. So I'm sure I'll still get to try my very first strawberry this year, but like it might be a while. Here is Bonanza peach tree. I can't tell. The shuck is still on there really good. Oh, it's falling off. Yeah, these flowers are falling off so easy. It looks like I may have lost my, yep, I've lost my peach crop. Not even gonna look at it. I don't even care anymore. It is what it is. You go to a nursery and everybody will sell you anything, tell you that it'll work. All these nurseries will lie to you just to sell you plants that even have diseases. Oh yeah, here, my bad. Here's the Colette pear that I just put in. It's supposed to be a long blooming pear, and the ladder is here to stop my dog from trampling it. This Colette pear is replacing the Korean pear. Let's see, what else do I got to show? So yeah, the only fruit I might get this year will be from the Santa Rosa plum. And I've got this peach tree right here. It kept all of its blooms, but that's because I had a fire going right here with a, let me back up. Had a fire going in my fire pit and a box fan blowing the air here. I didn't mind. I had to keep a fire going here because I shoveled embers under my fruit trees. I didn't put fire under my fruit trees, just embers. So this one actually held on to all the peaches, and it's got a lot. So this might be my only saving grace. Now grapevine's looking good. It's starting to bud out, and I think I saw over here, I saw it somewhere. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I saw it looked like a little grape cluster was starting to form. Oh, and I've taken myself off of every message forum about fruit growing, every Facebook group, because they're all very, very discouraging and negative. One of the biggest things is I get mocked all the time, ridiculed, saying, you don't have a food force, blah, 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 whatever. That's not a food force. I don't know what a food force really is then, but I know I've got a ton of fruit trees. I've got about 70 fruit trees and shrubs, and I've got tons of plants like right here that you can't see yet, but you can see these Christmas ferns are just now opening up. There's one here, there's one here, there's a different fern here, more Christmas ferns over there, another Christmas fern here, strawberries, swamp rose, banana in the backyard starting to pop up. Well, sugar cane is not a support, but I've got blue false indigo, tons of it about to go in. Let me see, more support plants. Egyptian walking onion, another Egyptian walking onion. This is a mimosa tree, silk tree. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, shoot, I didn't even see this one. Siberian pea shrub, nitrogen fixer, of course. And we've got one sea berry. This is a male sea berry. We've got a frugana sea berry. another female sea berry, another female sea berry, that yellow forsythia, that's what it is. Another forsythia. Oh, and another replacement here. This is my, just put this one in. What is that, a Sidjo persimmon? So I'll have 2 persimmons now, I'm sure. Oh, and to replace these 2 plum trees, these pluot trees, I put in another one right here, Liberty apple, that seemed to be very popular for disease resistance, and maybe it says mid-blooming, so that one's going in, or it's already in. Here is another Siberian pea shrub, and I'd also just put in another pawpaw here from Tai Tai. GA didn't say what type it was. Okay, here is a buffalo berry about to bloom, and another buffalo berry about to bloom. This one is probably 3.5 feet tall. This is a Korean giant pear, which is taken over. When I take out these 2 apriums that do absolutely nothing. All right, front yard. All right. These are the 2 trees, the Flavorosa pluot and the Peacotum. These are going to my mother's house. She's 1 zone warmer than me, so I'm gonna go take these to her house today, and spend the weekend with her, help her get them planted, and then I'll still be able to eat those fruits. And I think I mentioned this. I had a loquat here, but I replaced it with a Ayer's pear. We'll see how this thing does. And the grapevine leading up to the back fence, had it trained up to the end. It looks like my dog bit it again. So I see 2 buds here, so I'm gonna be training this grapevine all over again. But maybe in a couple of years, I'll finally get some food from it. Let's see. Oh, I gotta remember to keep showing the support plants before I get yelled at again by all these online warriors who probably don't even have gardens. Okay, here's a peach that was completely unprotected. I don't see, yeah, there's a couple little on there. So let's go this way. Oh, I didn't even show the gummy berry in the backyard, but here's another gummy berry I just put in. Hold on. This thing, I was so disappointed when I got this gummy berry. Like, you can't even really see it. Like, what the heck, man? Yeah, anyway, skip that. And then another silverberry. I didn't even show the silverberries in the backyard. Or maybe this is the gummy. Maybe it was mislabeled, and this is the gummy and that was a silverberry. I think this is the gummy. This looks like it might be starting to be those flowers in the back. Okay. Whew. Keep walking, keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Okay. Here is another buffalo berry. Here is a patch that I'm starting out with vetch and clover, like 5 different types of clover. Hold on, I'll wipe that off. Let's see if that makes it better. So the clover and vetch will help. There's also brand new asparagus patch in the middle of it coming up. One of the raspberries didn't come up, the other one did. I guess that's the game you play. Here is my, I don't know, what are you? Luscious pear, putting out flowers. So I'm hoping the bees can cross this one with the moon glow. Okay, lavender, man, sage, more onions, more garlics popping up, more onions, strawberries, tons of bulbs popping up, plantain, Fothergill. Let's see. I feel like I need to, oh, pineapple guavas. I'm expecting, this thing had flowers last year. I got 2 of these. We'll see how it does. Now, as for the front yard, nothing really to show too much. Oh, I don't know, maybe this will help me be a food forest a little bit. Coral bark maples, got a couple of them. I don't know if that makes me, I don't know what's going on while my camera won't focus. Okay, I got 3 of those. I don't feel like I should keep walking. Oh, I didn't even mention. So for all the people also, check out the pine tree in my front yard. That joker's like over 100 feet. Plus man, I'll come back to you. I got an oak tree in my backyard sitting right in the corner, a magnolia tree, and a black cherry. So all 4 corners of my yard are swamped by massive, massive old trees. Well, not old, but you know. So I got those. Oh man, rosemary. You gotta smell my hand after that. Oh look, another Siberian pea shrub. Tons of blueberries. Here is a hazelnut, my second hazelnut. Lavender. One of my pear trees, don't know which one this one is. And another pear tree. Volunteer eastern redbuds. Native strawberry patch. I don't know native. I don't know what kind of strawberry this is, but I'm gonna let it stay. Some type of evergreen. And look, these are everywhere. Crab apples. Where are you at? Yeah. Crab apples are showing up everywhere. All right, let me go back to the backyard. Blackberry vine, it's looking all right. Let's see. Here's my puppy. Keeps the dogs away. It keeps the squirrels away. All right. I was looking through the image on here, and it looked like it was very blurry. So I hope this video is not too blurry. But again, everything you see in my yard that looks weird and messy, it is just there to block the dog, to run, like to stop him from running through, trampling everything. And I've also got another black cherry right here I girdled. I'm gonna drop it because I want some huge logs in my yard. And I'm also gonna put up a suspension bridge going from here so I can walk through the treetops and stop right here at this path. Just straight suspension bridge, won't have anything confusing about it. And yeah, spring I think is actually here. It won't be big for the fruit trees, but I learned a lot. I got some good ones coming in, but maybe I'll get some strawberries. Maybe I'll get a really good vegetable harvest. I'll still get some plums, a couple pears, grapes, a couple more things, but hey, at least I'm only 2 years in. I'm starting the 3rd year, so I can make these mistakes now. And for anybody else who's putting a tree in the ground, don't listen to anybody else when they tell you that you can't do something. I've had people, I've had 2 girlfriends in the last 3 years since I started this project. And not one of them has helped me pick up a shovel. Not one of them has helped me rake mulch. Even one of them had told me that I was messing up my yard by transplanting trees in the summertime. They said I was gonna kill it. And turns out, man, trees love to be pruned in the summer. And when you transplant them in the summer, they don't mind it at all, as long as you've got good, rich soil to keep them in, and you can keep the roots damp. I've never had a problem transplanting trees. They've never died. I've had some trees that just didn't work out here, but don't let anybody tell you that you don't have a food forest. If you put one tree and you make one guild, you've got it. It takes time to build. And I'm getting tired, honestly, of all the negative feedback. It's mostly negative. I don't want to say, well, it's about half and half positive, half negative, but I'm done with it. So I'm no longer a member of Facebook groups for food forests. I'm no longer a part of online communities for them. I'm just going to read books, do it all myself, keep up with my garden journal, see what works, and I'm going to share my progress with what works. I don't believe so much in anecdote. I actually don't like anecdote, but I prefer science. But it turns out a lot of stuff that I do, which is science and experience-based, gets accused of being anecdote, when it's really not. I've got the books. I can do another video inside of my bedroom, not my bedroom, my living room, with all the books that I've read and all the books that I do have, and my garden journal with all the notes. So anyway, the whole point, like I said, this mulch is so deep I cannot put tons of plants in there. I've done it. I've went through and I've reseeded many plants. If you look in here, some of these are flowers. Like, look at the condition of that. Like, man, my camera sucks. I'm sorry, y'all. And then right here too, I'm not even gonna try. I'm about to get rid of this phone. But everything I've seeded, every single thing I've seeded is getting trampled by the dogs. And it's, okay, here's another one. This one is just filled, you can't see it. It's filled, like I scattered seeds by hand, and it's filled with all kinds of poppies and salvias and all kind of other stuff. But, and if you look at here where the ground settles, where I'm starting my forest floor, that's because the mulch down here isn't bad. You go down and you're already down to something you can plant in. But you come up here where the moisture slides down the hill. Like, look at this. Like, this is so thick with like big hard mulch. Nothing's gonna grow in there. All right, y'all, I'm looking through my camera now. It's blurry. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. I don't know what's going on.